Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Live. Now, it is a young designer space in Braamfontein featuring 19 local designers. That's a concept store, 99 design store, which houses some of the best local designer brands, home decor items and art pieces. It is the brainchild of Tayla Foong, founder of experimental agency Dear Friends. And she joins us now to tell us more about 99 designers. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you, Neville. Thanks for having me. I'm a bit under the weather, but you know, we make it happen. And,
we have to.
I'm glad to be here.
Let's talk about the idea of 99 Design Store. I mean, how did this idea come about?
So I've been hosting events for a really long time, and through that process, I've been meeting these really interesting people who are making, you know, really beautiful objects, whether that be clothing items or like, you know, vases or anything really. So during the COVID time, you know, it was a time we were all alone, all at home, and I really was wanting a need to bring these people together. So I planned to actually host an event, and it was then titled Inside Joburg, where we kind of like uncovered talent as such in the Joburg CBD, and we called it Inside Joburg, and then I started finding all these people who are making interesting things. So it's been really like a 2-year process of finding these designers, and just over the past year since we've been at 99 Juta. So it's a concept space. We have a events venue, we have a coffee station, like kind of bar area, and then we have the store. So we really just had space to bring in something a bit different for Johannesburg CBD. I mean, you don't generally expect like high-end design in Braamfontein. So we thought it was a perfect opportunity for young designers who actually are, you know, around the area to just really showcase what they are doing at the moment.
What was their response to the concept when you first approached them, said, this is what I'm trying to do?
You know, I thought it would be a hard sell, because it's like, they just like, Taylor, but you host events, like, you're doing clothes now? So they actually were just like, sign me up. It wasn't even a question of whether I should beg them to be in the store. It wasn't a hard sell at all. I think what was so special about it is that most of them don't even have stores. You know, they've never had a store. They don't even have websites, some of them. They're really new designers, probably 2-3 years out of varsity. And they're really just looking for a space to showcase their stuff. So it was an easy sell. They were just in from the get-go. And I think that's why the store has had such a great success up to now, is because all of the designers are super involved. They want to like be part of the process and see the brand grow.
So what then happens to, so you give the designer the space, what are the requirements from them?
So we've gotten a bunch of requests now from designers, because, you know, everyone is a designer now. They all want to be in the store. And I'm just like, there's definitely a curation process that takes place. So, you know, how we find the designers is quite organic. It's kind of just like if we kind of feel our energies align, and, you know, they are making something that is locally sourced, locally produced, and has a strong concept behind their brand, then we're in from the get-go with them. But the process really is they pay like a really minimal rental fee, and then we put a small mock-up on their price products, and then it's on consignment, so they bring it in. We give them the price they want, and that's that.
And how would you sum it up from now, since you opened, I believe you opened in September?
Yes, 1st of September was our first trading day, which was actually first Thursdays. So in Cape Town, that's quite a cool concept. On the first Thursday of the month, everyone comes through to an event, and we're trying to get it going in Braamfontein. So that was the first day that we decided to open, and, you know, since then it's been steady. Different people coming in, people that we don't even expect, you know, a lot of people from Midrand, Sandton, and tourists. You know, it's been a great reception so far.
And I believe you use Dr. and Mrs. for the design of that?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Adrian and Katie are actually the co-founders of the store. So they are part owners in the 99 Juta building, and they also happen to be amazing furniture producers. So they have a store called Always Welcome, which is in Cromwell, but it's actually a multi-label South African furniture store. So I guess I was chatting to Adrian and Katie, and then we came up with this design concept to bring actually kind of just, you know, taking off a similar concept, but then bringing it to fashion. So how do we make a multi-label South African brand for fashion? And that's how 99 Design came about.
And when you think about how this concept store started in your head and how it is now, are you happy with how it's actually played out?
To be honest, I'm shook. Every time I go in there, I like pinch myself, because it actually looks super aesthetic. I think it just happened to be the, you know, the Dr. and Mrs. kind of like design like language is quite prevalent in the space. So what's nice about it, and I'm sure you'll see when you come to the store, is like the furniture is all for sale. So everything that you see in that space is for sale. Okay. Even the shelves, we'll sell them to you. Yeah. And it just really is, like a really strong design language that we've done throughout the branding, to the color choice, to even the piece selection, and the furniture just all speaks the same language. So, yeah.
And I imagine, the clothes wouldn't be so hard, but it's the furniture and the art and the decor that you have to really sift through.
You really do. I think it is, we sat for quite a while, like trying to iron out, how it should look, how it should feel, even how it should smell, You want that expensive smell that should come in there. So it really is a process of taking all those elements and then bringing it together. But thankfully, I didn't have to do it alone. We have an amazing team from Adrian and Katie to Nhlanhla, who actually runs our store. He also has a brand called Buy Supply, which is like a thrift brand. So it's like our team is actually very involved in the space as well, even from selling their own items in the store. Yeah.
And why is it so important that you keep it local?
Look, I'm sure, like I just noticed in the pandemic, people were really strong on supporting local. I think even now, times are tight and we want to make things that last. I think if we just go for fast fashion, sometimes, you use it for one season and then, what do you do after that? And our emphasis on local is really to, support all these producers that are doing outstanding things. Look, I always tell tourists, even when they come to the store, yesterday we had someone from New York come through there, and they were just like, wow, this is South African design. Because I think they always think that our stuff's a bit more contemporary, and they always think that it's South African design is just like shwe patterns, like a lot of pattern color and all of that. And I mean, our stuff is very much like international. Even some of our designers have exhibited in Paris, Milan Fashion Week. So they're all like really outstanding designers. And I think the emphasis on local is just to push that message and narrative that local can also be global. Yeah. So yes, that's why we so much push that local narrative.
Is there a rotation process for the designers? For instance, how long can one designer be in there for and then make space for another? Because I imagine it's not a huge space, but
it's not.
There needs to be movement around there.
So, hey, I haven't thought of that yet. To be honest, it's been 2 hectic months of just like trying to iron out the concept. But I think, our bigger vision is really to take this brand even to Cape Town maybe next year, but more so just to do pop-up stores, around the world. Hoping to go to the UK to do that next year. So that's definitely a place where we can rotate. For now, because we have 19 local designers, it's a lot actually in that small space. But I think when a kind of like a shopper comes in there, they're quite like, they're intrigued, because it's like, you've got 3 brands on one rail, there's a lot to choose from. The nice thing is that they don't only have to buy from one brand. So I think that's a good point. We should maybe rotate the designers at some stage, but it's also the process of finding designers who fit with the kind of curation, the aesthetic, and the level of design we're looking for. Yeah.
So you've got the 19 that you're using at the moment that work with exactly what you want, the concept. Are you looking for more? I mean, even now you said that there are people that actually just want to be in there. You know what I mean? So are you in the process of curating, other ones that might fit into that space?
Yes, I think it's also maybe a process. We did speak about having a rail that was dedicated to like not even emerging designers, but like maybe students even that are really, they're probably still 3rd year, 2nd year varsity, but maybe they can also then be mentored by the kind of designers we have that are a bit more established. And then yes, definitely, I think I'm very happy to just openly say that we'll guide you through that process. Like if you do have a brand that you want to start, bring it through. I chat to people all the time. I ask them, how do you make it? What process do you use? Do you screen print your pants? Do you, how do you make your stuff? And if they answer the right questions, I feel like I don't mind helping them. It's a conversation we can have, and I think we should be having, so that we can constantly evolve the store and maybe even get a bigger space. Yeah.
And when do you then sit down and review what you've just started? It's only in September. How much have you given yourself to say, okay, after, I don't know, in Jan, then I say, okay, this is what we did.
We're gonna do, So to be honest, like I said, it's been a very organic process so far. We're also just finding our feet. It's the first time I've opened a store. coming from the event space, like it's quite cutthroat at the moment, as you can imagine. Things are picking up, so we don't have a lot of time, but we are always constantly evaluating, thinking, moving things around, chatting to our designers as to how we can grow the space. So definitely, actually after this, it's Sunday.
Sunday.
I'm going to go write down my notes.
Yeah, and see what you can do.
Yes.
All right. Well, you know what? It's actually quite a good concept. You said you were in Braamfontein?
So we are at 99 Juta Street in Braamfontein.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the main road in Braamfontein, just down the road from the playground market. And we're a bright, it's not bright, but it's a pastel pink and a really cute green building. So you can't miss it.
Yeah, there's no way you're going to miss it in Braamfontein.
Yeah, if you've gone past the pink building, guys, I am colorblind.
All right, Tayla, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lebo.
Good luck with the concept store.
Thank you.
I like the idea of putting designers in one space. Tayla Foong,
Thank you.
Founder of experimental agency Dear Friends, speaking to us about 99 Design Store, which is a young designer space in Braamfontein featuring 19 local designers. All right.